Hello, everyone. Welcome to the CauseVox webinar, How to Use CauseVox for Fall Fundraising Events. We will be getting started shortly, and a few housekeeping items to start. One thing is this session is being recorded, so you will get a copy of the slides as well as a link to the recording after our session today, so you can review it at your own leisure, as well as send it to your colleagues, friends, and family, or use this to replace your Netflix playlist queue, whatever floats your boat. This session, you will have us on webcam as well as on audio. So if you can't hear me now, then there may be something wrong with your speakers or your audio. So feel free to make some tweaks. If you do need help, feel free to use the chat function on the bottom. And then feel free to chat us in if you do have any questions or need support. We'll be getting started very shortly, and thank you for joining us. In the meantime, as we have folks getting situated over here, feel free to chat us in, who you are, where you're calling in from, as well as what you're looking forward to this fall. So feel free to chat us in if you do have a chance. We'll be happy to see all of your replies. All right. And we'll be getting started within the next few minutes.
What is one fall festivity that you're looking forward to, Rob?
I'm looking forward to not sweating every day in 110-degree weather that I have here in Austin, Texas. That's my fall festivity. That and looking at foliage, maybe. Eating pumpkin stuff, since pumpkins are in. How about you, Jenna? What are you looking forward to this fall?
I don't know. I guess I like a good apple picking, pumpkin picking experience. I like to go out and do those. Are you like a PSL guy?
What's PSL?
The pumpkin spice latte. Are you in the pumpkin spice latte group?
Oh no. I like my coffee straight, just like my. I'm sorry. All right, let's get started. So hi, my name is Rob Wu, CEO of CauseVox. We also have here Jenna and Francesco. We're super excited to share with you today on our quick hitting webinar on how to use CauseVox for fall fundraising events. We're super excited and we'll be getting started shortly. A few housekeeping items. This session is being recorded. You'll get a link to view the copy. And then secondly, you will get the slide deck as well, so you can review it after on your own leisure.
Awesome. And we have Susan from Connecticut. Welcome, Susan.
Yes. And we also have a chat function as well as a Q&A function. So anytime during our session, feel free to use the chat function to tell us who you are, where you're calling in from, as well as any questions that you have. And we'll be happy to have a Q&A session at the end of our webinar today. All right, so let's get started. All right. So again, you have me, Rob, CEO of CauseVox, founder as well. And you also have Jenna and Francesco. So super excited to share with you. Jenna has been helping lots of nonprofits over the course of the past few years do their digital fundraising, seeing the latest fall fundraising ideas and techniques that really work. But before we dive too deeply into the session today, just a brief overview of what CauseVox is, since CauseVox is in the title of this webinar. We're a digital fundraising platform that makes online fundraising super easy. So we offer three things. One is a best-in-class online fundraising platform, so you can run your fall fundraising events, or your fall fundraising peer-to-peer, or your fall fundraising donation form, whatever fall fundraising you want to do. From pumpkin spice lattes to donation forms and digital fundraising, you can use CauseVox for. The second thing that we offer is hands-on support. So we have just a wealth of one-on-one attention that we can give to you, as well as self-service support articles to help you get set up. And then third, we have top-rated fundraising training and education, just like this, where free webinars, guides, templates. We do have a host of Giving Tuesday templates coming up that are being refreshed right now, as well as year-end fundraising calendars and templates that you can leverage. So look out for some of those free resources in the next few weeks. We help you raise more and less time at CauseVox. So unlike using a clunky donation form for your fall fundraising or something that's not really relational, doesn't have really a strong story, you can use our campaign site builder to build a peer-to-peer campaign or campaign website that features a fundraising thermometer, impact tracking, as well as a host of different type of fundraising techniques as well. One of the things that I really love about our platform is that not only can you use us for campaigns through a campaign site, but you can use CauseVox for an embedded donation form on your website. Or if you don't have a website or don't have easy access to it, you can just use a hosted donation form on CauseVox to power your fall fundraising. All this is modernized for the modern nonprofit. So you have mobile payments, you have auto receipts that are sent out. We even have digital marketing techniques such as saved forms, so that when donors return, they have their information automatically populated on your donation form without having them to have to enter it in again. As I mentioned before, peer-to-peer fundraising is super hot, especially for fall fundraising, Giving Tuesday and through year end. We make this super easy for you on our platform, whether you're doing it a virtual event or a run, walk, race, or just getting your ambassadors and your network and your advocates involved in your board to do fundraising. They can easily create these personal fundraising pages, send it out to their friends and family, and drive a ton of new donations to your organization. If you're looking for more info about CauseVox or how our product works, you can always go to our schedule a demo page on our website, and Jenna will put in that link where you can take a self-guided tour of our platform just for like 10 or 12 minutes, or you can schedule a one-on-one time with a personalized walkthrough with our team as well. So feel free to check this out. Now, on to business here. So our session today on how to use CauseVox for fall fundraising events. We have a ton of things. We'll go over top 5 most successful fall fundraising ideas. So if you don't have an idea right now, you can take a few of the top performing ones and adapt it to what you want to do. We have some best practices on how you can run these fundraising events and ideas. And then we have some real life examples of what other organizations have done. Then very lastly, we'll talk about how you can set something up on our platform if you don't have the right tool. And then we'll have a Q&A at the end. So the first part will be about 20 minutes, and then we'll have 10 minutes of optional Q&A.
Awesome, thanks, Rob. I'm gonna take it from here just to discuss some of these top 5 fall fundraising ideas. I just want to say I'm really excited to share this with you all because I don't know, fall is just a really fun time of year. Everyone's getting festive with mums and pumpkins and creative, and why can't we also get creative with our fundraising and apply it to our fundraising events? So number 5, I selected the Autumn Paint and Sip Night. So, you know, you can really tap into the fall time of year and, you know, select paintings that are fall festive. So in theme with fall, you know, changing leaves and all that beautiful stuff. So, you know, you could partner with a local paint and sip store that's willing to paint it forward, so to speak, and offer a percentage of the night's proceeds going to your cause. So this might be something that's, you know, an in-person event. You're going to to a specific store or location. Everybody's going to gather together. It'll be really fun. And again, like I said, take advantage of the fall weather. So in this case, maybe you want to take advantage of the fall weather and actually host your own paint and sip event outside. But always have a little bit of a contingency plan in case, just in case, you know, the weather doesn't want to cooperate with you in that way. If you want to go the DIY route, which is, you know, you're going to host your own paint and sip event, you could ask a local artist to lead the class. You'll want to set a price for the admission to cover some of your expenses. You know, you'll need to gather the paint supplies if you're doing it on your own. And then, you know, of course, to cover any expense of the artist. And then you'll want to sell concessions to augment your fundraising. You know, it'll be a really nice time. People can sort of nosh and drink and also end up having a really beautiful painting at the end of it as well. I should just point out, I'm not sure if everyone is aware of paint and sip. I feel like I've come across it so many times, and over the course of the years, it's gotten really popular. But basically, you're inviting people, a group of people, to, for example, a paint store or an outside venue. Everybody will have their own easel and paint supplies, and then there will be one artist leading the experience of everyone's going to paint the same picture, but it's sort of, it's a guided tutorial, and everybody will walk away with the same picture, but obviously a little different because everyone's going to, put their own spin on things. But it's really fun. I actually have yet to experience my own, but I feel like it would be a really fun fundraising event to get people engaged with the fall weather, fall festivities, and also with your mission and cause. So this was just a few ideas to help plan your event if you wanted to do, the paint store route. But if somebody, in the paint store route, they would be able to host the event for you. But if you wanted to do it on your own, if one of those stores is not available in your area, you could set it up yourself with, buying the paint supplies and such. And then if you don't want to do it in person, you can always go virtual as well. So, you would hire your local artist and get your supporters together and invite them to grab a glass of their wine at home and join on maybe Zoom or Google Meet or FaceTime. So a paint and sip is kind of fun, creative, and easily able to be an in-person event or a virtual event. Trivia night. So trivia night, this is our number 4 fall fundraising event. Goes in along with, school getting started and everybody wanting to test their knowledge. And so you can pick a really fun theme for your trivia, whatever topic you want to do. But to go along with your 7 ideas to help you plan your event here, we have the first idea, which is to partner again with a local restaurant and trivia company. So they'll be probably creating, all the trivia questions, and they'll be able to host the event for your organization. So everybody will go to a specific restaurant location, and then the trivia company will lead the event and, lead the whole running of that event. And then hopefully they'll be willing to offer a percentage of the proceeds from that night to go towards your cause. It's really fun. I've actually been to a Disney trivia night at a local restaurant where I am, and all the teams were really excited to, be the winning team. So I feel like you could get a lot of people involved with this one as well, and have that sense of friendly competition. Again, maybe the theme that you pick is, is customizable, and maybe you can work with that local company to do a really fun theme there. You could plan your own trivia night. So your nonprofit would be responsible for actually hosting and recruiting your volunteers for the event and creating that content, but you will get 100% of the proceeds. So a definite, positive incentive there. Another idea for your trivia night would be to offer prizes. Again, I had mentioned that, there was a lot of energy around all of our different teams that gathered for, this Disney trivia night that I was a part of. And if you can offer an incentive for the winning team or the top 3, for example, whether it's a gift certificate, some swag, or just bragging rights, that's always a helpful incentive for your people playing. And an interest in joining in the first place. You might want to have drinks and appetizers there for free, or for a fee, just to help augment, your fundraising goal. And so, that'll just be an additional perk, so that if people are hungry, they have something to nosh on and then help their brain cells think a little bit. You could also adapt this to a hybrid or virtual model using peer-to-peer fundraising. So essentially, your teams would sign up and open up a personal page. They could get connected to their team page online as well. And then they could start raising funds ahead of the event. So this is my number 6 bullet point here. Raise funds ahead of the trivia night. So you're raising funds all up to the night of the event, and then even on the night of the event, to really optimize for funds being raised for this event. And then, of course, even offer incentives with advantages to the teams who raised the most. And finally, you could run the event virtually, fully virtually on Zoom, or have some teams in person and others on Zoom. You could really customize this to your network and whatever is really comfortable and fun for them. Number 3, I selected the No Shave November. So this No Shave November was traditionally for organizations fighting cancer, and so foundations, doing research around that and prevention. And basically, what would happen is usually guys would, agree to not shave for the month of November, keep a nice trimmed beard, and then they would shave on December 1st. And during the time they were giving up this shaving, they would donate the money that would be used to purchase shaving supplies, etc. Also, raising funds from friends and family up to the event, or up to the end of the period, which is December 1st. And then they would again shave at the end of that. But for you all, just a quick 3 ideas for this type of event. I thought it would be interesting, first, because you can partner with local organizations as well, such as local police and fire departments, or corporate organizations or citizen groups, and really get a full community involvement. So I feel like you could get a lot of traction and a lot of exposure to your mission by reaching out to these local agencies and getting them on board. Maybe with a No Shave November, you can, it's not just particular to cancer research organizations. It can be for any organization really that's trying to fight for a cause. And so I would encourage you to try out the No Shave November. You can have the participants share photos and make online donations throughout the course of the month. And I just want to point out that this, I guess, would be more of a virtual event. So you would open a fundraising site, put your description on the whole mission and expectations of the event, maybe some steps, 1, 2, 3 steps for how people can participate, and then encourage people to share their experience online as they go through the month. If you're not interested in maybe the No Shave November, or maybe your audience is, you want to be more inclusive for your audience, we would suggest adapting the fall fundraising idea by thinking of something that you could do to challenge your participants to either not do or just to give up during that time to raise funds and awareness for your cause. So it doesn't have to be shaving necessarily. It could be, giving up social media, or maybe not eating certain foods, it could really be anything. Maybe you could think creatively what kinds of things you could not do or give up that might tie into your mission and vision, and just in a fun, creative way. Number 2, I selected the virtual gala or award ceremony. So this one might be maybe a little more of an investment in time to plan the event, since you'll be needing to record a presentation of sort, whether it's an entertainment component or a celebration highlighting individuals to thank them for their work. But the results are phenomenal. So you'll have low ROI because the cost of this event will only be the cost of your online platform for fundraising, as well as maybe, the digital component that you might use to create your video. But it definitely is a crowd pleaser. And so definitely wanted to highlight some few ideas to help plan your next virtual gala or award ceremony this fall. So first of all, where a gala in person would be, there would be table captains, there would be actual physical tables, you'd be engaging in a meal and such. You could transition this to have the table hosts represent team captains, and then they'll put together fundraising teams for peer-to-peer fundraising. So essentially your tables become peer-to-peer pages. And your team captains will raise funds, and they'll be all reflected on the team pages and even the individual pages as well. So that's our first point to note. Secondly, You can, and highly encouraged, to bring sponsors on board and then share their logos and names right on your fundraising page to give them a shout out and a highlight. Sponsors are huge, and their names go a long way to ensure that you get the funds that you're looking for, and then to thank them publicly is really important. And so I'm going to show you in just a moment a couple of, I think I have one example of a virtual gala this last Summit Assistance Dogs. They do a really great way of promoting their event. So we'll be looking at that soon. So your peer-to-peer fundraiser will culminate in a live stream program that mimics a gala. So I alluded to that. Basically, what you can do is you can run the fundraising site, keep it open and accepting donations leading up to the day of the event, similar to these other ideas that I've mentioned. You don't want to just raise funds on one day, on the day of the event. You'll want to raise funds maybe for 4 weeks in advance, and then it'll culminate in that live presentation. And so a little bit of anticipation there, and then the big day. We encourage you to get creative. So if you're doing that virtual gala and you want people to participate in their homes virtually that day, you could share recipes with your participants so that they could gather together and have dinner. You can encourage people to dress up or focus more on the ungala at home and maybe tell people to show up in their pajamas, for example. It gives a different fun kind of flair to the whole event, low key, casual, and just a really great time. We would also encourage you, number 5 bullet point here, to share videos from people you have impacted with your work. So this is the part of the presentation that is the video recording here. It could be live or pre-recorded video, and YouTube has a really easy way of allowing you to present content, whether it's live or pre-recorded. You could also use Vimeo to get that presentation uploaded and then stream it out. But you'll want to add some entertainment component or highlighting your fundraisers who have gone above and beyond for your organization. And lastly, keep it short and sweet, because people, I guess, these days have limited time, attention spans, maybe, I don't know. I think, but as long as you can keep it short and attention grabbing, highlighting those key components, that's going to really make your event shine. Number 1, I selected the walks, runs, races. This is not necessarily untapped. This is pretty popular, but for good reason. Walks, runs, and races. So maybe it's a walkathon, a hike-a-thon, a bike-a-thon, just any type of 5K in general. People love this, and there's no surprise because these are the most inclusive events and really the easiest for your organization to put together, and they yield great results. So here are some ideas to help you plan your next walk, run, or race, maybe even in the next couple months. So you can make this an outdoor event and get everybody racing for your cause. And so it can be at a physical location. You're going to do it all together. Maybe it'll be a 5K walk or run, and it's a set distance at a set time. And so you're getting everyone to participate at the same time together. That's one route you could go. If you do this, and actually no matter what sort of way you want to organize it, you'll want to get a head start so you can plan in advance and promote the event and get the space if you're actually going to do it at a physical location, get those permits, order the prizes, because prizes are always a perk, and recruit your volunteers. One thing that I'm not sure how frequently it's done, but we would encourage you to, again, ask local businesses if they want to sponsor your event. It makes it, it just really can help your event and your fundraising. And again, giving them a really nice shout out on your page is always really beneficial. It really gets the word out for your mission too, just to engage more organizations. Use peer-to-peer fundraising to raise funds leading up to the event. So again, similar to the Gala example that I had mentioned, and really any of these online or virtual or hybrid in-person or hybrid events can use peer-to-peer fundraising to raise over twice the amount of funds that you're looking for, because the number of individuals that you can engage as peer-to-peer fundraisers really just multiplies your network by that many donors and new donors, to acquire new donors for your mission. So we really encourage you to use peer-to-peer fundraising to raise funds leading up to any of your events. Okay, number 5, have custom race t-shirts designed to feature all of your teams and sponsors. I mean, super fun if you have, everybody's walking or running down and they see everybody in blue or pink or whatever your theme is. And I think it really gets like the team spirit, bolstered team spirit, and, having people really recognize that they're a part of something bigger than themselves. And lastly, you can adapt this, as I had mentioned, to being virtual or hybrid. Really, any of your in-person options can go online. In this case, you might ask your participants to determine their own distance that they want to walk or run or hike or bike, swim, etc., and then allow them to complete the activity on their own time and document that on their page as they go along. All right, let me see how we're doing on time here. I think we're okay, sort of. I'm going to try to go a little faster. I did a bonus number here, Giving Tuesday. This is probably widely understood and known, but I didn't want to forget it because it's still very important to incorporate in your fundraising plans. So here's 5 ideas to plan your Giving Tuesday. So again, don't just make it a one-day fundraiser. You can incorporate it into your year end or have your fundraiser end on Giving Tuesday. So that could be one way. So incorporating it into year end, you can communicate that, hey, this Giving Tuesday campaign, all the funds are going towards our year end goal. And so this is all contributing to year end and sort of giving your donors an incentive to give at Giving Tuesday in anticipation of meeting your year end goal. Or you could, again, mentioned here, just run some fundraising up to the day of Giving Tuesday, and then do a really hard push the day of, or the last week, and especially the day of Giving Tuesday, and just have the fundraiser end right on the end of the day on Giving Tuesday. Turn your Giving Tuesday campaign into a peer-to-peer fundraiser and raise twice as much. Of course, goes without saying, as I admit, but I've said it several times. Peer-to-peer helps your organization raise more than twice the amount. We've seen countless organizations double and even triple their funds raised using peer-to-peer, and on top of that, by switching to CauseVox for their peer-to-peer fundraising. So we're going to get some tips on how to do that really quickly on CauseVox. You want to maybe incorporate a day of live stream events, so sort of make it a little bit celebratory. It could be similar to something that you might add in a virtual gala, or just like a little fun activity that you could share with your community, or just any type of update on the progress of your work. Anything that you could do with a live stream event would be really fun to get people engaged. Get your community involved by partnering with local businesses or other nonprofits. Again, I keep putting this into your, every event idea, because really partnering is the way to raise more. You've got to get your word out there to other people and businesses. And once one person hears about your mission and vision, and they believe in it, they can get their colleagues on board too. Consider reaching out for a matching gift. This is really beneficial because everyone wants to optimize their dollars and get more for their money. And so when donors see that their dollar actually equals 2 for your organization, that's a huge, huge incentive for donors. They want to see the match. They want to see that their dollar is going further than just $1. So this is a really great way to incentivize your donors. Okay, I'm going to pause briefly and just share a couple of those examples that I have mentioned. I'm going to stop sharing and reshare my screen real quick. Okay, so I listed this first example. It's a bowl-a-thon. I was looking for a paint and sip. I didn't have one offhand, but this is one of those examples of partnering with a local business. So whereas the paint and sip, you can partner with a paint store, for example, and some artists. This one, you can partner with a bowling alley, and then hopefully, day of registrations will, a percentage of that will go towards your cause. But Big Brothers and Big Sisters runs a bowl-a-thon every year. And this could be one great way for you to get your community involved and engaged and also raise a lot of money. I like this campaign because they upfront ask their bowlers to raise a minimum of $150 per team. So the expectation is put in place and they're fully aware of the goal, and everything in terms of communicating the who, what, when, where, why is all here and very easy here. I listed Fiverr's Giving Tuesday. I really like how they customized the header and included the Giving Tuesday logo. Now, I think, as Robin mentioned, we're going to have a slew of Giving Tuesday like templates and guides available in the next couple of weeks. And so you'll want to keep an eye out for that. I do have a resource link also included in this and the recording that's going to be sent out. So you'll want to take a look at our Giving Tuesday resources, but incorporating the logo is really pivotal to get more people really noticing your campaign and seeing that this is for Giving Tuesday so that they can get on board with donating. I really like how Fiverr actually links out to an impact video. So always showing impact is key to your success on a campaign. So if you can incorporate your impact in any way by incorporating testimonies or just the stats on how you've benefited your community, that is really important as well. So this is a quick look at Fiverr's Giving page, and then they have their community of fundraisers listed here. We have a walk run from Northern Colorado Down Syndrome Association. Again, very successful campaign here, raised $53,000 already, and they still have almost a full month to go. I really love their colors here. It's vibrant, it's eye-catching, and very clear who, what, when, why details. And then they do have, again, talking about the team expectation here, and then listed their sponsors. Everything is really great. And then I really like how they have a Q&A section right on their campaign. Makes things really clear and easy. And again, we have our lots of sponsors. And then we have a participant page. I will just show you a quick view of the participant tab here. You'll notice that these pages are all fully customizable, by the way. And then anybody who signs up can join a team. All of their funds raised will be reflective on the team's page. And so a really great way to get people up and running quickly. It takes them less than 60 seconds to sign up and personalize their page, because you'll basically be setting up the details for them if you end up running your event on CauseVox. Peer-to-peer is super easy on CauseVox, and really a really more dynamic and robust experience for everyone engaged. Finally, I have this. This is that virtual gala that I had mentioned before. This is one example. Unleash Your Love from Summit Assistance Dogs. I really love how their final presentation is viewed right on their giving page here. And then they talked about, their specific day was all around Cinco de Mayo. So a really fun, festive watch party. There was, I just love the idea of basing their watch party and the whole theme of everything around Cinco de Mayo. Really fun and engaging event here. Also, they did have a match. So definite double bonus here. They had everything going for them pretty much, and a lot of clear communication, highlighting their sponsors. And then they had some pre-event festivities as well. Everything is directly embedded and linked regarding their organization. And then they had their summit ambassadors here for their team captains here. So yeah, these are just some quick examples. We have more. I'm just going to switch back to my slides, and then we will continue on. Maybe. Here we go. So those were a few examples. If you want more, you can reach out to us at support at CauseVox.com, and I can share more examples with you, or we can even schedule a time to chat regarding your own personal organization and how we can help you with your event. But these are some of the resources that are going to be included in the follow-up email with all of the slide deck. So definitely take a look at those resources there. So I'm going to very, very quickly go through how to create a fall fundraising event on CauseVox. So first, you'll want to launch a branded campaign. No IT is required. Very easy. It's a real plug and play system on CauseVox. And as you can see with this Woven Health Award ceremony example, all custom colors, hex colors, video, graphic. You can have unlimited graphics and video and just make it look and feel like you want, like your brand, and storytell as you see fit. The next step would be to set up all of that default peer-to-peer information, including the profile image, the appeal text, the funding goal, and the welcome email. Again, we send out automated welcome emails to all of your fundraisers, and that's in addition to all the customizable donation receipts and ticket receipts. And here's just another example of that customized personal page. For the next step, you'll want to set up your customizable donation tiers and connect a payment processor, and that'll be applicable to your ticket form as well. I didn't actually mention the fact that you can run ticketing alongside your donations on CauseVox. So if your event, you want to raise donations, raise funds with donations and tickets, you can do that. If you want to raise funds with donations, tickets, and registration fees, you can do that too. So you can pretty much direct all of your supporters to one page for all of your transactions. So you'll want to make sure that your forms are set up with your different tiers, and then that your payment processor is set up properly. Here's an example of that peer-to-peer registration fee. So if you want to charge a registration for fundraisers to sign up, that's where you will do it. You will add it to the peer-to-peer registration component, and that will fall in line with their setup, their peer-to-peer, their personal page setup. It's just one of the quick steps. They'll be able to plug in their credit card details quickly if you wanted to charge a fee to sign up. Maybe you're offering a t-shirt alongside their participation or something to that nature. Again, just highlighting, if you are using tickets, you'll want to set up your event ticketing tiers. They are all customizable. They function sort of like an Eventbrite form. So you can have multiple tiers and people can purchase multiple quantities of multiple tiers. And then the second page will allow them to fill in their basic information. And then for ticket holders in the order, you can collect additional custom questions from the buyer, the ticket buyer, and as well as each ticket holder in the order. If you want to customize the form to reflect more of a raffle ticket, you can easily do that. We have a way for the ticket buyer to copy their contact details and apply it to all the tickets in the order. So really, really fast transaction there. So this has been a very fast, not totally exhaustive explanation on how to use CauseVox for your events. So if you wanted to get more details or look specifically at how the CauseVox forms and pages could work for your org, highly recommend you to schedule a demo with us. I'm going to paste that in the link as soon as we get to our question section in just a minute here. And then, yeah, we can get started. We can have our own one-on-one dialogue and take a look. So now I am going to open it up for questions. I don't know if Rob is back, but I am happy to open it up. So let me see if we have any questions today. Okay, can you add this to your organization's website? Yes, so in terms of like a full fundraising page, like the, that includes the video, the graphics, the storytelling, the peer-to-peer sign up, as well as tickets and donation forms. The full site itself can be linked to your website. But all of our forms, our isolated forms, so our donation forms and our ticket forms, those elements can be directly embedded to your organization's website through the HTML. Okay, Susan's asking, your charge for this platform service is what? A flat percentage of the fundraising goal? Great question. So we do charge a platform fee for donations processed, and that would depend on the plan that you choose. So we have, the way that the fees work is we have a monthly or annual fee, and then we have a platform fee per donation processed, for one for the donation forms, and then one for donations processed on a full fundraising site. But again, that would be determined based on the plan that you choose. And we do offer donation tipping. So basically, you have the CauseVox platform fee plus the Stripe or PayPal fee of 2.2% plus 30 cents for those approved nonprofits. And then you can set your own tip percentage. So you can say, oh, hey, would you like to leave 5% to cover both of our fees? If the donor pays it, nothing comes out of the donation. Or if you don't want to take that risk, you can do our 0% option. And then, we just ask your donor if they want to give us a tip. And then whether or not they leave us a tip, only the PayPal or Stripe fee is deducted. So yeah, we can also give you a link to the pricing page. I'm gonna send that in the chat as well. And then let me see if I can do that real quick. Yeah. And then you can sort of like take a look at our pricing page. You can even schedule a demo from there and then see if, how those fees would work for your organization. Yeah, anybody else have any other questions now? All right, I found our pricing page. And again, as I had mentioned, I really appreciate your time, everyone's time today, going through some fall events. If you're looking for more in-depth discussion on how CauseVox could work for your upcoming fall event, highly encourage you to book a demo with us. You can book a demo and then you and I can talk directly about how we can optimize for your next event. If you're looking for those Giving Tuesday resources, you can sign up for our blog to receive those by email. If you have any other questions, feel free to email support@causevox.com. And I do have one more question. So if you all want to stay on real quick, I'm going to answer this last question from Susan. So she's wondering more about peer-to-peer fundraising and how it works. And so with crowdfunding is like when you set up a fundraising site and you have a donation form on it and you have the URL and you just share the URL with everybody online and on email, and anybody can donate and forward the link. Peer-to-peer fundraising just adds another level. It adds a level of responsibility on those people who you're asking to fundraise on your behalf. So you're essentially asking your key supporters, maybe it's staff or board members or existing donors or high-level donors, anybody who's really, really engaged with your mission and would be motivated to reach out to their network and raise funds on your behalf. You're going to really empower them and equip them to go out and do the fundraising for you. And so what they'll end up doing is you might put a little bit of work in the front end to set up some of that default information that will be on the fundraising site. But then they're going to take your information that you've given them and run with it, hopefully. So they'll take the appeal text and personalize it and say why your mission is makes so much of an impact, why it's so important to them, and then hopefully communicate that to their friends and family directly. And when their friends and family see how much your mission means to them, they'll be more likely to give to your organization, and then you'll gain new donors that way. So it can be on the individual level, or if you have groups of people or partnering organizations who want to raise funds on your behalf in groups, then you can add that teams element. So yeah, I hope that answers your question a little bit more. I'm happy to give you some more dialogue around that as well. I have these final resources that I'm gonna paste in. And then does anybody have any final questions? If you do, feel free to, again, reach out at support@causevox.com. It's been a pleasure today, and I look forward to seeing all of your fall fundraising events. Thanks, everyone.